So good day everyone. We are here to tackle about individualistic versus collective self. So when we say collectivism versus individualism, it is the dimension of a culture describe the relationship individuals have in each culture. So when we say individualistic societies, it is the individual looks after themselves and their immediate family only, whereas in collective collectivistic culture, it is the individuals belongs to the group that looks after them in exchange for loyalty. So individualistic culture is the people more likely to see themselves as separate from others, define themselves based on their personality trait. So in collectivistic culture, it is the people or more likely to see themselves as connected to each other.
So now let's discuss the advantages and disadvantages of individualism. So first, let's define what are those advantages of individualism. First, we have multidimensional culture. So multidimensional culture member within an individualistic society share within many characteristics. So multidimensional culture are the advantages of individualism because each person has a unique trait or characteristic. So through the diverse traits of a human being, it can contribute to the improvement or betterment in the society by sharing a lot of creative ideas. So one of the example of multidimensional culture is cultural exchange program. So like for example, in a school of NIMSU with a diverse student body, cultural exchange programs are organized. So this allows students to share aspects of their heritage through presentations, performances, and food. So through these interactions, students learn to appreciate and respect their different culture. And also, self-sufficiency is one of the advantage of individualism, with each individual strives to be independent towards self-groups. This is an advantage because we can explore and discover what strengths and weaknesses within ourselves. We know how to perform well in doing things. And also, the disadvantages of individualism is they don't allow for other people to experience that person's talents or creativity. Also, they have more problems with finding good friends because they don't care about the other opinion. So it can lead them to difficulties with social life.
Collectivism will be consciousness. So what is collectivism? Collectivism feel close linked to one or more groups by living closely linked to themselves. Commitment to value groups like family and extended families, organizations is important today. In collectivistic cultures, a direct confrontation will always be avoided. So a common example of collectivist group is a family. Family typically work together to help each other to survive and thrive. Parents provide for the entire family rather than providing for only themselves. The advantages and disadvantages of collectivism. So the advantages of collectivism is to allow for more jobs and consensus or achievement is what is needed by the community. And each one takes care and help one another to fulfill a certain goal. So what are the disadvantages of collectivism? So some members tend to be lazy if there are too many groups members.
Contrasting values in individualism and collectivism. So I am going to discuss to you first the contrasting values in individual. So we have this independent. Independent is not influenced by or controlled by others in matters in opinion, decisions, or conduct, thinking or acting for oneself. So second is goals. Goals is what we striving every day. It is what we want to achieve in life. So the third one is compete. In order to achieve our goals, we have to compete. Compete is a personal competition and success. So let's move on to contrasting values in collectivism. So first we have this Related consider close others as part of the self. It's like, for example, social self-relating or the self-concept. It is a development of a self that through our interaction with others. It is the ability to interact with or relate to and to see oneself concerning to others, right? It includes also the confidence of ourselves, the communication skills, the self-worth, the body image, empathy, and relationship building. So the second one is enjoy belonging to groups. For example, is family gathering, picnics with friends, and reunions, parties, just like that. The third one is duty. So duty means being willing to make sacrifices as a group member. One of the example of it is our parents. Our parents made so many sacrifices to us in order to give what we need in our daily life, right?
Attribution for behavior. Collectivist. Cultural values with their focus on groups place heavier emphasis on situational influences. Collectivist is a cultural, social, or political ideology that places a strong emphasis on the collective or group as a whole, valuing the interests, needs, and well-being of the group over those of the individuals. Individualists. Cultural values with their individual uniqueness place emphasis on personal characteristics. Individualist is a cultural, social, or political ideology that places a strong emphasis on the rights, autonomy, and interests of the individual, valuing personal freedom and self-reliance over group or collective interests. Individualist pattern. Children rise as individualists may be just as close to their families as a child raised in a collective setting, but they draw the boundaries differently. In case of a conflict, they may feel freer to choose their individual. Individualist pattern refers to a cultural, social, or behavioral characteristic where individualist prioritize their personal autonomy rights and self-interest over group or collective interests. Collectivist pattern. Children are taught that they are part of a circle of relations. This identity as a member of a group comes first. Some in the South Africa idea of Ubuntu, I am because we are. A collectivist pattern refers to a cultural, social, or behavioral characteristic where individuals prioritize the interest and well-being of the group or community over their own individual needs or desires.